Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to talk about the mace front press. There are two categories of movement in mace training. There are more, but let's start with the basic two: grinds and ballistics. We have been doing a lot of ballistics on this channel. The terminology grind and ballistics I first learned in kettlebell training. Think of kettlebells as being in those two families. You have grinds like the press, the Turkish get-up, and the squat, which are closer to what is done in gyms. And you have ballistics, the clean, the swing, and the snatch. In the world of heavy club training, two of our most basic grinds are our front press and our squat. And so we're gonna start talking about those. We are going to use our 8X adjustable club to talk about this first part. We like the 8X club because you can adjust the weights, and you can start with a light weight and go up through extremely small increments to a heavy weight. The more steps you take through the more weights, the more likely you are to have the outcome that you desire and not get hurt. Our front press from two-handed club starts in our 90-degree angle. Verticalize this as much as possible. Put your elbow on your body. From here, press, pull it all the way in. Pull it all the way in. Press, pull it all the way in. We would like our arm to be vertical. If when we pull it in, our elbows are out, we are going to notice we are not going to be able to go up in weight very easily. It's going to make our life generally terrible. Make your upper arm vertical. Now let's do it with a mace. Our mace is different because the length of the lever is substantially longer. The longer the lever, the harder it is to control. The shorter the lever, the easier it is to control. Kettlebells are short levers. You can use very heavy weights. Clubs are medium length levers, so you can use intermediate weights. And maces are long levers, so we tend to use lighter weights. All the same things apply. Hands on, 90 degrees. Bottom hand is the supporting hand. Top hand is the dominant hand. We're going to press straight out, pull the weight all the way back in. Press straight out, pull the weight all the way back in. Our elbow is on our body. We press out, pull back, elbows to the body. If we press and our elbows are out, you're going to find it to be very difficult. Try to avoid that. The most important part is that we lock out our arms in front of us. Our goal is to try to point our elbow pit towards the sky. The heavier the weight, the harder that is. Pointing that elbow pit up instead of out. Up. When you point your elbow pit up, you will roll your shoulders back and down to try to fire the lat. That's what we want. The lat should stabilize the shoulder in this position. The heavier the weight, the more important it is to stand all the way up. Press, roll your elbow pits up, fire your lats, and then squeeze your glutes. Our glutes should support this movement. Crown to coccyx alignment, try to stand all the way up. Drive your rib cage down, flex your abs. With a light weight like a mace, you can probably get away with not having that perfect. That's the point of doing things like club training, because the heavier weights will force you into better positions. The heavier the weight is, the more I have to squeeze my glutes in order to keep the weight from dragging me forward. Stand all the way up at the top so that those glutes can squeeze. If your glutes aren't on, or if your hips are back, consider that generally bad and try to avoid that at all costs. When we are doing this, we are going to press our hands out so our top hand is at the level of our nose. If we press too low, you will notice our wrist is going to be in this generally not good position. There are versions of that trained by specific groups of people for specific athletic applications. Just for normal, press your arm out. Top thumb should be at the level of your nose. Press out at the level of your nose. Press out at the level of your nose. If you were to lean back and press up, that would be a different exercise, and we will cover it in a different video. Something like a front press with a mace or a club is an important grind because you both press, activate your core, squeeze your glutes, and you both pull. This movement is not common in normal gym training. In normal gym training, you would lie on the ground and you would do some type of pressing movement, or you would stand up and do a pressing movement. All excellent exercises, but in the real world, you tend to grab things, pick them up off shelves and pull them in. So this exercise, the mace and the club front press, has very good carryover to just everyday life. Picking something up, putting it on a shelf, pulling it off, carrying it. Repeat it over and over and over again. There are some med ball exercises that people will do in the gym, but they're very infrequent and I almost don't see them in any programs. But this should be a fundamental part of your mace and club training, the standing front press.